Crack open a monster, guys, because today we are talking about Death Stranding. It's so good, but I know it's poison. For anyone who has not played the game before, Death Stranding was a passion project created by famous game developer Hideo Kojima. You play as Sam, who is functionally a delivery boy in a post-apocalyptic version of America where ghosts roam the land and everybody lives in a bomb shelter. Death Stranding got really negative reviews when it first came out. But as time went on, people grew to love it, and that was my experience with the game as well. This game has a lot of flaws, but if you work through them, there's a really fun game underneath that. I want to start off by saying that the funniest part of this game is all of the blatant marketing that's inside of it. There were many Saturday mornings where I would crack open a Monster energy drink and chug one with Sam in preparation for the adventure ahead. In fact, the marketing for this game is so blatant that your character carries a canteen in his pocket that converts all of the water you touch in the game into Monster energy drink for Sam to have whenever he runs out of stamina. Yes, when you run out of stamina in the game, Monster energy drink is the item that refills it. I would love a Dark Souls mod where that was an item. Also, when you go to use the restroom in the video game, an ad for the TV show Ride featuring actor Norman Reedus will play on screen. This makes sense because your main character Sam is modeled after Norman Reedus. One of the things that people hated most about Death Stranding was that the core gameplay was mostly walking. You deliver items from point A to point B, and this is basically every single quest in the game. Now, this didn't bother me, but it did bother a few players who tried out the game. It felt very monotonous, and I get that. The obstacles you face in the game include bandits who try to steal your packages, ghosts known as BTs, and rocks. Yes, you really have to hold down L2 and R2 as you walk to keep yourself balanced, or else you will trip and fall. Tripping over the rocks will destroy your packages. They do give you vehicles in the game, but if the terrain isn't flat, then driving becomes an awful experience. The cars handled terribly, and were one of my least favorite aspects of the game. Avoiding the BTs could be challenging. When they appeared, you instantly knew. You are supposed to use stealth to get past them, but if you fail and catch their attention, they drag you down to the ground, and then you begin a battle with some sort of sea creature or lion. It is worth mentioning that the combat against these creatures is optional. You can run away from the enemies to kill them. Like, you literally can just run far away enough and the monster will die. This works for almost all of the BTs. It may sound like I dislike this game, but in all honesty, I don't. The plot is confusing at times, but very interesting. Kojima treats making video games kind of like making a movie, and you kind of get that sense from a lot of the cutscenes. They feel very movie-esque. I feel this helps create a stronger connection to the main character, because there's tons of cutscenes of him just like kind of doing tasks in life or expressing his feelings about something. Basically, a lot of little cutscenes act as a window into Sam's perspective of what's going on. The sound design and world building is fantastic too. The game will have you feeling alone in a vast and perilous world. It's just you and the psychic baby you have strapped to your chest. I could explain the lore to that, but it is funnier not to. If you love post-apocalyptic science fiction, then the world of Death Stranding will catch your attention. I would describe the sound effects and visual effects of this game as cyberpunk themed, and that's an aesthetic I adore. This may be controversial, but I actually enjoyed to play the game with the sound off more than with the sound on. After a day of door dashing, I would come home, throw on some podcasts, and just deliver some packages. Yes, you heard that right. I was a door dasher at the time, so I would go deliver packages and then come home and deliver more packages. In summary, Death Stranding is a one-of-a-kind experience. Great graphics, great sound effects and music. I love the world building, simple yet addictive gameplay loop, and all of these aspects of the game shine bright if you can ignore how bad the driving is and how you have to actively balance yourself while walking all the time, and that every quest is basically the same quest. The game has two modes, offline mode and online mode. Online mode is much better. In this version of the game, other players can build bridges or electrical generators and a bunch of other things for you around the world, and you can build those for them as well, as free gifts or helping hands. It adds a element of socialization to an otherwise very antisocial game. Many of the ladders or ropes that people will build for you do help you traverse the game in a much faster way. It's just better. If you choose to try out the game, I suggest the remaster that just came out. Even though it removes all of the funny ads from the game, the graphics have been improved. They added more items and improved some of the gameplay elements. Like, I believe you can skip cutscenes easier. They just made skipping cutscenes monotonous and annoying. Overall, I would give this game a 4 out of 5 for its online mode and a 3 out of 5 for its offline mode. The game's flaws cannot be ignored. It's not 5 out of 5. But it is a truly unique experience. There is no other game like it. I would say it's fair if you want to call this a bad game. But in my opinion, it is the best bad game that was ever made. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is that in the PS4 version of the game, when the baby that is your companion starts crying, it comes through the controller, and it's just really unsettling. I'll end this video with a clip of that.